want to thank the Ogdensburg Historical Society for having us tonight, along with the Ogdensburg Firehouse for hosting it here. It's always great to come out to this event. It's always a good turnout, and people get to really learn what the candidates have to say and what we're all about. First of all, I have to introduce my wife out here. She's always my backbone, and I couldn't do what we do without her. But besides, with my wife, for those that don't know me, I have a son, Hunter, Lindsay, and Kelsey. We have 3 kids together. We have longevity in the county too. My family's been here since 1750. They moved into Lafayette. 1754 we moved to Wantage. So I always like to joke when it came time to find a girlfriend and get married, I had to look a little bit out of town to make sure she wasn't going to be a relative. I'm just kidding. She hates when I say that, but it's true. But also, just to go along with that, Space Lawn is our business. I'm sure everybody's heard of that before. It's a family business. My grandfather started in 1927. My dad's 91 now. My wife and I run it. Our son's 25. He's working full-time with us. And it's a big undertaking in the state of New Jersey to be able to run a family business for that many generations with all the strangleholds that the state has on you. And that's one of the things I like to look at when we go to Trenton, is trying to free up some of these regulations that are on businesses. Being a businessman, it's something that you have to take to heart, and you have to love what you do, because it is 7 days a week. We know what it is to make a payroll, in the off time of our seasons, rainy days, a lot of times can be difficult, and you know what it is to give back to your community too, because also with businesses, with all the nonprofits, the fire departments, the schools, the tricky trades, the PTOs, they always come to your local business and say, hey, can we get a donation to help our cause out? And your local businesses are always the first ones to reach out and donate back and help the cause in the community. So it's very important that, as a legislator, being in Trenton, we have to definitely look out for our local community and our businesses, because they're always the ones that give back. Down in Trenton, there's a couple of committees I sit on. One is the Agricultural and Natural Resource, which I think is a good fit, being that I am a farmer. Besides the zoo aspect of it, we do raise a couple hundred acres of crops, and I know what it is to go out, watch the weather, make the hay. There's so many things that go into it, and so on that aspect, I feel I can definitely give back, a good aspect from the farming community serving on the agricultural board. Because unfortunately, a lot of the committees in Trenton, people are put on different committees, and they don't really know why they're there a lot of times, and I often question that. But like I said, agriculture is a big part in our district, and like I said, I definitely feel it's an asset to be there, and I do enjoy it. We do a lot of tours, a lot of proactive approaches to different parts of the state, where we're going out and looking at the products and what the farm community produces. Also, I'm on the labor committee. I think being, as I said before, being a local business person, that comes in advantageous to, a Republican caucus sitting on that, because as a person that is in business every day, you can relate to the aspects that we have to fight for down in Trenton. And also with Commerce and Economic Development is another committee that I sat on, so that works out too. A few things we have to work on, which we have a constant battle in Trenton. Hal and I, we have a resolution in for property tax reform. I think we definitely need a special session. 99% of the time, and Hal will vouch for this, when we go to Trenton and we have a voting day, there might be anywhere from 40 to 120 bills up, and pretty much every one of them means nothing. They put all this stuff up, I'll be nice, all this stuff up on the voting board. We spend a day or two, going over all the different bills, and there's never a single bill up there for property tax reduction. What we need is a special session to get the whole legislature in there and say, how can we make things more affordable here, not just in the 24th district, but throughout the state, so everybody can afford to live here, their grandkids can stay here, and their family can thrive and not actually have to just live by paycheck by paycheck. Also, another thing too, which is going to be a ballot question that's going to be up, on November 5th, is with Governor Phil Murphy's Sanctuary State. I know Mike Stroud, our sheriff, he's going to talk about that in a little bit. That's very important. We have the illegal immigrants that our governor wants to bring in here as a safe haven. If you read the papers, if you listen to the radio or anything on TV, there's always being crimes and murders and acts of violence committed by these people that just come in here under the radar. And Besides that, they're also taking jobs from our local people. They're trying to support and take care of their families. So that's one of the things we're going to have to be sure that we all get out to vote for on November 5th, and it's going to be a yes on the ballot question. Like I said, the sheriff's going to talk about that in a little bit. But also, I think the biggest thing on my aspect, being in the state legislature, you can go down, you can put bills up, and you can vote on different things, and you can have press releases out. I think the most important thing is constituent service. People all the time need help. It might be with a DOT issue, it might be with a pension issue, it might be anything that you could think of. And we've had pretty much every request that you could think of come through. But I think accessibility, I'm always easy to find. I'm probably the most easiest legislature to find out of all 120 of us in the State House, because if I'm not in Trenton, I'm at the zoo, and people do know where to find me, because Joel will vouch for that. People come up every day, and I could be out feeding the lions or slinging rattlesnakes in the state pit or mowing hay, and they're like, hey, where's Parker? I got a problem. So they'll come out and find you, but our office staff, we have a combined office, with Steve and Hal and I, and with the staff we have is such top-notch, and what they do, they're problem solvers. And that's the biggest part about my feeling is being in the legislature, it's helping your community to be able to solve the problems, and that's why they put us in office. So I respectfully ask your vote on November 5th. Thank you.